Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Kingdoms of Amalur. Re-Reckoning.
The game was released in 2012, but 10 years later it was remastered and sold, you know the drill, as a new game with a price of a new game. Everyone was raging, but now it's not a problem anymore. The game itself is designed by the Elder Scrolls Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston and set in a world with a lore of 10,000 years of fiction created by New York Times bestselling author R.A. Salvatore, or however his name is pronounced. I don't know him, but he's obviously very good. So this is a huge open world game, although be warned that some players sometimes encounter game-breaking bugs. Anyway, the game itself is really good, so you may want to risk it. The Last Spell. This is a tactical RPG with roguelite elements, in which you have to defend a city against a hordes of deadly enemies. During daytime you will have to prepare your heroes and carefully choose how to rebuild your haven and position your defenses. Over the night you will use all your skills, traps and weapons to exterminate all the monsters coming at your walls. It won't be easy. Then in your spare time you will heal, level up and repeat until the magic seal is broken. The game has similarities to the Arbalians. The only difference here is the game is turn-based and not an RTS, so you can carefully plan your every move, although that doesn't mean that it is an easier game. By contrary, the game even feels unfairly difficult from the start. But as you play you get more and more cool stuff you can use against your enemies and you start feeling like a boss. That won't be for long, believe you me, difficulty spikes are quite common here, although they are all conquerable. The game seems to know what your limits are, and people who tried The Last Spell really liked it. On Steam it has around 90% of positive reviews. Pacific Drive. This is a very interesting title with mechanics you won't usually see in other games. In this driving survival adventure you face supernatural dangers on each expedition into the exclusion zone. Make your base of operations in an abandoned garage, where you'll research new parts, customize your station wagon and chart routes deeper into the zone. As you gather precious resources and investigate what's been left behind in the zone, you learn exactly what it takes to survive in this unpredictable hostile environment. All the vibes here lead to Strugatsky Brothers and their roadside picnic story. Many games draw inspiration from it, from legendary Stalker to a recent gem Tunguska the Visitation. And if you like the theme about some stranger things happening in this specific area, I recommend you to watch the movie named Annihilation with Natalie Portman. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Across the Obelisk. A turn-based dungeon crawler roguelike RPG and a member of a deck-building family. You can play it alone or in a 4-party co-op mode and prove that your party is led by a tactical genius. And it's you. You are also a very smart and beautiful person. Now subscribe, this praise isn't free. Anyway, the game is pretty well received by the players, but recently the publisher started to make some shenanigans. As one guy on Steam pointed out, they want to connect you to a customer engagement platform, a third-party website that manages information with the help of AI. Well, should I say from where it is flowing to them? Yeah. Anyway, if you don't care about some data leakages, and if a deck-building aspect doesn't scare you, it is a nice game in general, especially if you have a friend with whom or from whom you can conquer these lands. You'll find more than 500 different cards and a procedural generated system that makes this game highly replayable. People who play the game are saying that this is a very fun game, although it might get boring after a while. Lance Island. In this survival open-world crafting game you will engage in dynamic, skill-based action RPG combat with a free-moving camera. You will craft various weapons and armor, build a fortified base, gather resources and explore dangerous places. And when you need a bit of a rest you can find peace in cultivating your own farm and raising animal companions. You can tailor your character to suit your preferred playstyle, whether you are a dedicated warrior, craftsman, fisherman or a fearless farmer. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and balls to be a farmer. Have you seen Clarkson's Farm? Great show, by the way, I can totally recommend. So in Lance Island, with every choice you make, the world around you evolves and changes. I must say that the game is still in early access, so you will definitely encounter some bugs and glitches, but most of them won't ruin your game or fun experience. It's a very beautiful game, so conquer this land and build your own tiny ColdBeeristan here. Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. A nice title for turn-based game lovers. Here you will lead humanity's greatest weapon, the Grey Knights, against the corrupting forces of chaos in this brutal and fast-paced RPG. Yeah, somehow turn-based can be fast-paced as well.
Deal with it.
So here you will root out and put a stop to an insidious plot to infect the galaxy with the Bloom, an intergalactic cosmic plague capable of rotting worlds into oblivion. Armored with fate, shielded by devotion, your company's very existence is rooted in mystery and forced with mind wipes and executions. You will experience life in the 41st millennium and follow the journey of these elite warriors in a narrative-driven gameplay. Evil West. This is some sweet hack-and-slash action. Here you'll play as a cowboy vampire hunter and, hunt some evil along your way to salvation. Well, probably not. No salvation for you. I just said that because it sounds cool. Here you can battle alone or with a friend as you go through the land engulfed by myths and legends retold within the Wild West universe. You can evolve perks, upgrade your tools and weapons to make even more carnage, and fight through the story-driven campaign to make America free of vampires again. People on Steam are saying that the game is dumb and fun. It has a cheesy plot and cowboys punching vampires with electricity and flamethrowers. That is not what you see every day. What is the actual genre of that? Detroit: Become Human. Here, decisions will dramatically alter how the game's intense, branching narrative plays out. Your choices really matter, not like in real life. Basically, the whole game is built around your choices. You can't do anything here except to choose what to do in certain situations. Well, also you move around a little and search for clues, but that's kinda it. And every decision you make, no matter how small, affects the outcome of the story. And in this game, no playthrough will be exactly the same. You can replay again and again to discover a totally different conclusion, sometimes absolutely unexpected one. Well, let's be honest, you probably won't do that many times, but it's nice to know that the ending you got is really unique. Also, you can try the free demo version on Steam. Hollow Knight. You'll explore twisting caverns, ancient cities and deadly wastes, encounter battle-tainted creatures, befriend bizarre bugs and solve ancient mysteries at the kingdom's heart. Game is hard and is often compared to Dark Souls. Keep that in mind before you fall in love with those lovely graphics. They are quite deadly. Although if you don't like bugs, you will get your chance to kill a few hundred of them, or be killed by them. Yeah, that is more likely. There are a lot of bug-like different creatures infesting these lands and only you can exterminate them with your gaming skills. There are also plenty of good bugs as well, so I don't know what this game tries to teach us. I guess be friends with friends and be enemies with enemies.
Wisdom, yeah.
SpellForce 3: Soul Harvest. This game, just like Fallen God, is a standalone episode of SpellForce 3, meaning that you don't have to own the base game or even know the story very well. Here you are plunged in a war on many fronts. While some evil threatens to tear apart the Dwarven realm, an enigmatic cult of Dark Elves harvests the souls of people for reasons unknown. That is not cool, you have to stop it. You know, souls are like currency you can use to pay the devil for nice things, so all this soul harvesting stuff is like a bank robbery in my eyes. The game itself is a hybrid between RPG and RTS, meaning that you will have your heroes with various options and combinations on a skill tree and can amass your army like in any strategy game as well. The difference from 3rd Warcraft, for example, is that your heroes here are more like actual RPG heroes than just better units with more powerful skills. The story will take about 20 hours of your time, but if you want you can create your own maps as well. Voidtrain. People are saying that this surreal survival craft game is kind of similar to The Raft. That is never a bad thing, but keep in mind that you won't get a lot of action. Well, not as many as it may seem from the trailer or even from the screenshots posted on Steam. I watched Markiplier playing the game and it was a nice experience. The whole idea of collecting resources around you while moving on a train is nice, but one thing kinda bothered me. You always feel like you are in the dream. Everything is floating and, anything can happen. And when something extraordinary actually happens, you are like,
well, okay, I guess that's cool.
But you are never actually amazed. I guess that's the price of making everything so elusive. Although I love the idea of the game, I would love to travel around in some post-apocalyptic landscape instead. I think there is some similar game with zombies somewhere, but it's in 2D and it's not the same for me. Anyway, Voidtrain demo is also here, and it's free for you to try. Halo: The Master Chief Collection. This iconic release includes 6 games built for PC and collected in a single integrated experience. Whether you are a longtime fan or meeting Spartans for the first time, the Master Chief Collection is the place for you to start or to continue your Halo gaming experience. People on Steam are affirming that this is the best way to play Halo nowadays. If you want the best quality Halo experience, play this version over Halo Infinite. The latter is free, but as for now it has a bit too many problems. Although updates are are constant and it may become a serious game after all in the future. Like, you can still become an outstanding penis doctor if you try your best. Well, probably not, but don't lose your hope. So the Master Chief Collection will give you the best experience possible. The games are action-infused, but the franchise also has a large storyline and are among the best story-heavy FPS games ever released. Inscryption. This is a card-based Odyssey that blends the deck-building roguelike, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror into a well-mixed Bloody Mary. You'll acquire a deck of woodland creature cards by draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, unlock the secrets lurking behind the walls of a mysterious cabin, and embark on an unexpected and deeply disturbing adventure. So don't play this game with your little kids or something. Anyway, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam are well-deserved. This game is a real gem. Also, if you are in doubt, you can play the free demo version. Airborne Kingdom. This is a sky city builder where you grow a unique town among the clouds, build housing, satisfy needs, and grow your clan. Maintain lift, balance weight, and be careful not to run low on fuel while you fly it across a wide open landscape which changes with every playthrough. Search for resources, find lost technologies, and discover the fate of the ancients. At the same time, gain allegiance with the ground kingdoms and help them find artifacts, construct monuments, and build trade routes. Your guidance can propel an era of harmony, but knowing you and knowing me, we will probably crash into some thriving city and kill thousands of innocent people instead. Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. This is an adventure with unique gameplay that blends investigation, action, and exploration. It will test the limits of your nerves and intelligence. Yeah, this game is not for the faint of heart. The puzzles can be devilishly difficult, and the plot is full of twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end. You'll have to track down evil in the darkest corners of London while playing as the great detective and untangle a web of intrigue leading to the final stunning revelation about the evil that lurks in the city. Is it real evil or is it just Scooby-Doo level evil? I don't know. Well, I do, but this is not a channel of spoilers. This is a channel of games and potato salad, approved by your sister. Pilgrims. Do you know about Samorost and Machinarium? It is another creation of the developers who made these wonderful games, and Pilgrims kinda look like a wonderful game as well, so don't doubt it, I forbid. You'll roam the land as you please and make new friends, share a laugh with your fellow travelers and help them complete their little stories your way. How many different solutions can you find? This game is meant for playing, not for beating it. It's the journey, not the destination. Game is packed with 45 achievements and amazing music, and just look at this price, looks cute and friendly for your wallet. BioShock Infinite. As the first two parts, this is an immersive first-person shooter sim with a wonderful single-player story. While the first and second BioShock games were set underwater, this time you go high into the sky, to the city among the clouds named Columbia. The year is 1912, and you have to rescue a mysterious girl or die trying. Well, knowing you, the latter option is more likely. Oh, come on, I'm kidding, you are great, never doubt that. Now subscribe. Anyway, the Flying City is a beautiful and vibrant world that holds a very dark secret. Here you can rip apart time and space to shape the battlefield and turn the tide in combat by pulling weapons, turrets and other resources out of thin air, throw explosive fireballs, shoot lightning and release murders of crows. Game has more than 90% of positive reviews and is a real gem every first-person shooter lover should play. Dreamscaper. This is a beautiful action roguelite game. At first the gameplay is very easy. At least it was when I played the game. I felt no bigger challenge and all the creatures died from my mighty swings without any problems. I was like, hey, I'm really good at this game. The challenge began when I finally met the first boss, and the fight was great, like 10 out of 10 great, and also it was the strongest aspect of this game. But I was kinda surprised that the more I played, the more Souls-like the game got. Easy peasy beginning was a trap. Actually, Dreamscaper is very unforgiving and difficult. I wouldn't mind, but most of the weapons here are slow. I felt like I was swinging them through the water or something, and you have to make perfectly timed attacks for critical hits. That is a hard thing to do with slowpoke weapons, but if this isn't a problem for you, then it may be the game for you. It has great art design, visuals, puzzles, and the gameplay is really fun. Manifold Garden. The game looks like a creation of AI, where you prompted it to create something 3D, geometrical and physics-based. But this game is not just beautiful gibberish, it's an actual game with an expansive and visually striking world filled with mind-bending puzzles. You will have to manipulate gravity to gain new perspectives and walk on any visible surface. You will explore structures that repeat infinitely, and also play with photo mode and make some beautiful art for your office. I'm not kidding, your boss, if he's not a gamer, will approve this quite easily, and if he is a gamer, that will be even easier. It seems that the game was made mostly by one man, and that is a huge achievement. People on Steam are saying that you don't need drugs to feel like you are on drugs while playing this game. Also, it's very satisfying to watch all these structures unfold in front of you, or should I say unmanifold in front of you. Call of Cthulhu. The year is 1924, and here you will take on the role of a private detective. But instead of catching cheating husbands and wives, you must do a bit more serious job, so you are sent to investigate the death of a well-known family on a remote island. What could go wrong? Yeah, you will probably meet some strange creatures, experience weird science, and even come face to face with a creepy cult. I mean, what else is there to do when you spend your time on an isolated island? Knit socks? Repaint the fences? Make potato salad? Although I doubt that you could find the best quality doctor's sausage here.
I am so bored. Yeah, me too. Let's join a cult.
But if you think about it, honestly, if the people of the island would do some sock knitting and repainting the fences for fun, maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't need to join a sinister cult for fun. Some food for thought. Anyways, people are saying that the story of the game is very interesting, engaging and spooky. But Call of Cthulhu doesn't let you explore much. It is more focused on nice cutscenes, and it does feel more like an adventure game. Rain World. Here you are a slug cat. The world around you is full of danger and you must face it alone. Separated from your family in a devastating flood, you must hunt for food and shelter between terrifying torrential flows that threaten to drown all life. So you dream about being not a slug cat but a fish cat instead, but here your dreams, just like in real life, never become a reality. You will climb through the ruins of an ancient civilization, evade the jaws of vicious predators, and discover lands teeming with strange creatures and buried mysteries. And of course, find your family before death finds you. And it would be all nice and all, but I can see a Souls-like among the tags of the game. So be assured, be absolutely 100% warranted that death will find you. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not, well, you know what I mean. People on Steam are talking that Rain World has a very steep learning curve, but once you've mastered it, you start to feel unstoppable. Also, about 90% of positive review score is not a joke. Jusant. This is an action puzzle climbing game and a meditative journey to the top of a tall tower. It may not seem much, but the review score on Steam is way above 90%, and that is a proof that this game is amazing. Well, at least awesome. You will challenge yourself at your own pace, explore different ways to climb, and unravel the secrets of a bygone civilization. While playing, you will master your climbing tools and will have to watch your stamina meter to successfully navigate the mysterious and changing tower. Well, watching your stamina is not a thing I usually like in games. You know, when you watch your stamina bar, you actually miss the rest of the game. But Jusant is showing your stamina bar clearly and not somewhere in the corner, so it's done right. Anyway, as you go higher and hone your skills, you'll have to figure out how best to use the tools at your disposal to get where you want to go. What is the best way? Is there an alternative path? And yes, usually there are. You can explore them to find the clues about what happened here. The game doesn't rush you, you play at your own pace. As you climb, you come across beautiful biomes full of flora and fauna, accompanied by a beautiful and atmospheric soundtrack, although there is some danger as well. Arid, windy slopes can be deadly, so seek refuge in tunnels lit only by bioluminescence. REAVER. The game is obviously inspired by Ultra Kill, not only by style but by quality as well. The review score is above 90%, and that is always a great thing. Also here, as in Quake games, you can fly off your own recoil. That's awesome. Also you will use grappling hooks, slamming, crouch sliding, and many more actions that are making this game fun. The game also combines various weapons to make them more efficient. You can throw a black hole into the crowd, then toss a grenade and shoot it for the best effect. And that effect is always very bloody and effective. I am a writer, I promise. The game is obviously very fast-paced. Here you can go almost unreasonably fast. As developers say, here you will challenge the limits of what fast-paced movement shooter is. People who play the game just like me are saying that this feels like a sequel to the Ultra Kill. Here you are fast and deadly, totally opposite of who you are in real life.
Slow and life-giving?
I don't know, man, shut up. The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. I think most of us have watched or at least have heard about the TV series of The Walking Dead. It was a wonderful show for a few seasons. Then almost every at least a bit more interesting actor left the show, mostly because of the poor writing, but it still continued for like 30 more seasons. Well, I am exaggerating of course, and I have to admit that I stopped watching it way past the mark where it stopped being good. Where a hair model without any acting skills and a samurai girl without face expressions led the show. It was bad but still addicting. Anyway, I'm telling you all this because this game is like TV show, but when it was actually good. Yeah, I know it's hard to remember those times, but Telltale's game is a masterpiece, and this time I am not exaggerating. This version contains 23 unique episodes and more than 40 hours of content. Rain on your parade. Let me start with the fact that the game has an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam, and it is well deserved. This is a comedy game where you play as a mean cloud determined to ruin everybody's day, just like that coworker of yours you immensely hate. Here you will play across a wide range of levels, while unlocking new abilities and mechanics that get progressively more ridiculous. It's a mix of puzzle and adventure. You travel across the world inventing new ways of causing chaos and mayhem, just like your cat on Zoomies. Turn the perfectly dry and sunny wedding day into a wet one, and not in a good sense if you know what I mean. Unleash thunder and lightning upon the cities, bring pandemonium to supermarket shoppers, destroy farmers' crops, sneak around military bases and rain down meteors on dinosaurs. Yeah, it's all your fault, or will be. It is a fantastic game, a must-play for everyone who ever felt hate, even for a little. Train Valley 2. A lot of people like trains, and a lot of people like boobs, but sadly this time it's a game about trains, not the other things, although equally fun and entertaining.
No.
Well, you're probably right. So, as you can probably guess, Train Valley 2 is a train tycoon puzzle game. Here will take your railroad company from the days of the Industrial Revolution and into the future, meeting the needs of the valley's cities and industries. Build the railroads, upgrade your locomotives, and keep everything on schedule without delays or accidents. Well, we all know that you probably want to avoid some derailments. Also, people on Steam are saying that the game is quite challenging at higher levels. Honestly, that is a perspective of your IQ. Be sure you have it. Resident Evil Village. The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam. CountryBalls Heroes. So basically this is a humorous Heroes of Might and Magic clone where the main heroes and monsters are country balls, the thing most of us know from the vast plains of the internet. For those who don't know, these country balls are used in comics or memes. They humorously represent the countries and their stances about various issues of the world, or just used to create plain stupid humor, which is best. So here you'll build up your base and recruit various country balls unique for each faction. Train multiple balls, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Your balls can become a plumber, hussar, priest, drunkard, cowboy, and so on. You'll find 90 unique units and several factions. Players on Steam are saying that the game is cringy, but the cringe is kinda good cringe and not cringy, if you know what I mean. Observation. This is a sci-fi thriller where you will have to uncover what happened to the crew of the space station through the lens of artificial intelligence. You will assume the role of AI by operating the station's control systems, cameras, and tools. The game is blending narrative adventure, puzzles, exploration, and cosmic existential horror. You will uncover the true nature of yourself, your crew, and the mysterious, always present hexagon on Saturn. The story, horror atmosphere, and music is great, but the game can be a buggy mess if your gaming setup is is slightly out of the ordinary. Also, people on Steam are recommending playing it with a gamepad. But in general, it seems that Observation is a great deal for the fans of 2001: A Space Odyssey and Solaris movies. I will say probably blasphemy that I liked Solaris with George Clooney way more than that Soviet film with Donatas Banionis as the main protagonist. Way more. Death's Door. Here you control a crow, some kind of bird Grim Reaper. Suddenly your assigned soul is stolen, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiry date and overflow with greed and power. Well, this place sounds like a parliament of every country. You will have a vast array of melee weapons, various arrows and powerful magic to overcome a fantastic bunch of beasts and demigods. The land is full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets, just like Parliament. Anyway, here you'll experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the secrets beyond the flow of souls, the role of the crows, and the origin of the potato salad man himself. Well, probably not the latter, I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
Stories Untold. This is a narrative-driven adventure game. It combines a mix of classic text adventure and ferocious point-and-click action. You'll find 4 short stories packaged together into a single mysterious anthology. The game is strong with 80s retro nostalgia. It is a classic text adventure formula enhanced by a few modern touches. Overall, the game is kind of a horror-ish experience. People on Steam are saying that even this game is short, it has a compelling story and also gives the Stranger Things vibes. Although for some people, a game-breaking bug sometimes occurs on the first episode. That bug has been in the game for almost 5 years now.
Ouch.
Anyway, if you are among the unlucky ones, don't forget that you can refund the game if you don't have 2 hours of gameplay accumulated. That stands for every game on Steam. But those bugs are pretty rare, because Untold Stories has very positive reviews on Steam. You may even feel bad that you paid this little for the game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you're used to old-school Assassin's Creed games, keep in mind that Odyssey isn't like the first titles, and among your enemies you will encounter various monsters and mythological beings from legends, like Medusa for example. The game really has some witchery vibes. Here you'll also have weapons with supernatural abilities like increased strength or the ability to instantly knock out an opponent's shield. So here you'll explore ancient Greece, from lush vibrant forests to volcanic islands and bustling cities, and start a journey in a world shaped by gods and men. Here decisions will impact how your Odyssey unfolds. You can play through multiple endings thanks to the dialogue system and the choices you make. Customize your gear, ship, and special abilities to become a legendary assassin. People on Steam are praising smooth mechanics and great visuals, although the story is like your cousin, a bit dull and naive. And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.